Suicide is a preventable death, and everyone can help to prevent it. There are many warning signs that someone may be suicidal, and it's important to be aware of them. Some warning signs may include talking about wanting to die or hurt oneself, expressing feelings of hopelessness or despair, withdrawing from friends and family, behaving recklessly or with odd behavior, expressing a desire to avoid life or take life away, and making comments about being a burden to others. Suicide is never the result of a single event or experience, and it is often the result of a combination of factors. Some of the most common risk factors for suicide include a history of mental health issues, a history of suicide attempts, a family history of suicide, a history of violence, and a lack of social support. In this video, we're going to share with you 8 ways to prevent suicidal thoughts. Make sure you watch the whole video. A lot of information will be shared at the very end of the video. Let's jump right in. Number 1. Change your thoughts. When you have suicidal thoughts, it can be beneficial to do the opposite of how you feel. People who are depressed, for example, prefer to be alone. Doing the opposite, such as connecting with others, can help alleviate depression symptoms. While people with depression tend to want to isolate themselves, social connections can help alleviate depression symptoms. When you have suicidal thoughts, it can be beneficial to do the opposite of how you feel and connect with others. Number 2. Think of reasons for living. Most people who consider suicide want to end their suffering, but they do not always want to die. When you're down, it's easy to focus on the negative and upsetting aspects of your life. This makes suicide appear to be the only option. Consider some of your motivations for living. Many people, for example, have relationships with loved ones, pets they adore, religion, goals, dreams, or responsibilities to others in their lives that provide them with reasons to live and keep them from acting on suicidal thoughts. Consider all of your motivations for living. Make a note of them. When you're feeling down, remind yourself of them. Don't forget that there are other people who need you to be alive for their sake too. Number 3. Identify high-risk triggers or situations. If you are aware that certain things can trigger suicidal thoughts in you, you should avoid them at all costs. If seeing your ex always makes you feel depressed, avoid them. Avoid large family gatherings where everyone is yelling at each other. Make a list of everything that makes you unhappy, and devise a strategy to avoid it as much as possible. Unfortunately, you may not be able to avoid all of your triggers. However, if you must face them, you can devise a strategy for dealing with them. Instead of facing large family gatherings where everyone is yelling at each other, try to avoid them. Make a list of everything that makes you unhappy, and devise a strategy to avoid it as much as possible. Number 4. Find a distraction. Yes, finding a means to divert your attention, whether it's through yoga or a cup of tea with a close friend, can help you stop having suicidal thoughts. You'll feel better if your attention is diverted from your problems by something else that matters to you, even if it's just something ridiculous. To have a place to go when suicidal thoughts arise, you can even compile a list of everything you can do to divert your attention. Get help right now if you're considering suicide in a serious way. However, if you simply notice yourself beginning to believe that life is pointless, you can try to block those ideas by focusing on anything else. Whenever you start to feel bad about yourself, call a friend or relative and make plans to go out for the evening. Plan your to-do next week. You will know when it's time to go back to therapy if your negative self-talk or your unrealistic and exaggerated view of some unfortunate event from the past is causing problems for you in day-to-day living. Before we continue with the rest of the steps, if you found this video helpful, be sure to like the video and subscribe to our channel for more videos. Number 5. Don't feel guilty or embarrassed about your thoughts. Suicidal thoughts may make you feel horrible, but this is the last thing you should be feeling. Your emotions are very normal, and many individuals have experienced guilt in the past, but that didn't help them. To get rid of these thoughts, you'll be working on shifting your focus and concentration away from them and towards something else instead. Get rid of those thoughts whenever they come up by replacing them with better ones. Accept the emotions you're experiencing instead, as they might not last forever. You'll discover that by doing it this way, you'll be able to progress much more rapidly and stop those thoughts from occurring in the future. You'll actually experience guilt and shame for longer if you focus on them. Whenever you are thinking about those issues in the past that caused your guilt and shame, you are reinforcing them and thus making them last much longer. Number 6. Talk to a doctor or a therapist. Finding a qualified therapist or doctor who can properly help you can seem like a daunting task at first, especially if you've never had professional counseling or treatment. You cannot stop suicidal thoughts on your own if you are experiencing them. To discuss the next steps, you should speak with a physician or therapist. A therapist can listen to you discuss previous issues and assist you in developing a strategy for the future. A therapist and a doctor can also determine whether you require medication. Even if taking medicine won't be able to cure all of your issues or completely avoid your suicidal thoughts, getting a diagnosis of depression, bipolar disorder, or another mental illness that may be affecting your judgment can be very helpful. Only once you learn to advance can you receive assistance for these. For example, if a therapist can confirm you have bipolar disorder, then your doctor may prescribe medicine to stabilize your moods. The medication may not be able to completely cure your issues or prevent you from thinking about suicide, but having a correct diagnosis can help make you happier and improve your life. However, it's important to remember that medicine won't be able to completely cure your issues or prevent you from thinking about suicide. Number 7. Think of personal goals. Consider the personal goals you have for yourself or have had in the past. Some examples include reading a specific book, traveling, getting a pet, relocating, learning a new hobby, volunteering, returning to school, or starting a family. Include a brief, 3-sentence summary of what you have already done to achieve that goal and any obstacles you may have encountered. For example, if your goal is to start a family, you might have already started fertility treatments and be close to achieving the goal, or you might have been unable to achieve the goal despite various efforts. Also, include any future steps you plan to take to achieve this goal. Number 8. Structure and routine. Maintain a regular routine as much as possible, even if your emotions appear out of control. Here are some simple tips to help you create structure in your life. I wake up at a consistent time and go to bed at a consistent time. Have activities planned for your day, such as going for a walk or going to the gym. Continue to work or attend school. By living this way, you stay disciplined and on top of things and also remain healthy so that your body becomes more in tune with your mind. When you think positive thoughts, a smile will begin to appear on your face. You are now a happier person. As always, leave a like on the video to show your support. Subscribe and hit the notification bell if you'd like to be among the first to know when more videos are on their way. Thanks for watching.